Welcome back to Ancestors of Humankind Odyssey. I'm your host Alex, also known as Solanus Dracone. So I added a few more sleep spots here. I've basically got enough for every couple to sleep in. And I've also made the babies, so that way we don't have to sit through making the babies. And our next goal is we want to get to that other meteorite. So let's gather up the dudes. You come with me. You come with me. We've got some ancestor corpses around, so let's just go ahead and hoover up the neuronal energy from those. There should be 6. If you don't see them all, basically you can look around with your sight and find them. And if you want to focus in, mark them, then that's also good too. You can only mark so many at a time, but if they're close to each other, it's good. So I'm maxed out on neuronal energy, which is good because as I was building the sleep spots and doing all that other stuff, I did gain 1 or 2 more perks. I did gain 1 or 2 more neuronal whatevers. So this one here, once connected, 1 less item will be needed to complete a construction. Nice, but I might. Let's work our way around here. So what's going to be important? Well, increasing my response time to attacks is going to be good. Because we're about to journey over some potentially dangerous ground. So I'm just going to go ahead and tag 6 skills if I've got them. You never know, some new stuff might open up. Okay, that was 3. Let's go ahead and unlock this one, why not? That just means the sniff procedure will be quicker. Okay, that's fine. Nothing to write home about, but that's 5. And let's see, prophylactic ability. Well, I can't get that until I've unlocked prophylactic ability, so go ahead. Alright. So I got that straightened out, and it's a bit late at night, so I'm just going to go ahead and sleep through till morning, early morning, 4 a.m., because we've got a journey to go on. Alright, the wee hours of the morning. We've got a somewhat long and dangerous and potentially unpleasant journey to go on. So the dudes are following me. I do not know if it is the case that the stalker reappears after a generational lapse. I've certainly seen it be the case that it takes longer for them to appear sometimes, but I can't confirm or deny that. I guess we'll know if we get a stalker attacking us. Typically, the stalkers that are coming after you will be the ones that are not native to the region. So, white Machiridus cannot be found anywhere in the woodlands, so black and gold can. So if you don't have black and gold Machiridus in the general area, then you know that if you're attacked by a white one, that means that that's the stalker. Let's just make these 2 basalt choppers. And I am going to hold on to 1, and I'm going to make a stabby stick. And we're going to probably have to recharge our stabby sticks along the way, but that's fine. Oh look, a dexterity neuron has opened up. That's fine. So, let us proceed on our way. We've got a lot of ground to cover. We'll go ahead and stop off at the watering hole just to top up ourselves. No, I am not in the mood to eat this rotten ass meat right now. These 2 guys should begin drinking as well. If not, that's their problem. Yeah, okay, there you go. Just drink until they stop drinking. And now's a very likely time to get attacked by a stalker. So, keep your guard up. Don't be terribly far from your weapon, but be far enough away that you can hit it as you dodge, because that stalker is going to just follow you around and be a pain. Now the rain's about to stop, but I still want to stop and eat along the way. So, you know, if we see some cot trees, that'll be good. So, here is Snack. Scare off Snack. We're not ready to do some of the more advanced stuff yet. And it's hard to see, but I know that the meteorite fell in that direction. So let's head off in this general direction, and soon enough we'll be able to see it again. I'm going to try standing and walking a bit. I don't know how much of that you have to do in order to, you know, unlock the next phase, but I think it may be linked to a genetic mutation, and if that's the case, well, it's not going to do anything for us until we actually get the mutations, so proceed. I kind of hear, very faintly, I hear a precious stone, but it's probably underground. I'm likely going to run into Fear of the Unknown at some point, because this is an area I have not trod upon yet. And the rain has stopped, and yeah, I can just barely make out the smoke, so let's start heading in that direction. This particular one is a bit of a pain to get to, because all of these cliffs, there's going to be quite a bit of climbing getting done. But, you know, no pain, no gain. We've got to enhance our survival capabilities. And just as expected, Fear of the Unknown. We know enough of the stuff around here to positively identify it. I did not mean to tag that. But please go away. Let's just do what we can. Sight is probably the most useful of our senses, so we're going to train that up before we train any others. But smell would be second most useful. It's good for finding food. Okay, that's all the stuff I can see. Alright, saw some turmeric. So let's start heading in this direction. And by we will come to the conquering your fear point. Just vaguely in the direction the wind is blowing. You will eventually come to it. There it goes. Conquering. Alright, beautiful. So, we're obviously hungry, but I'm not going to stop just yet. This is a decent spot to climb because you've got a little bit of terracing. You can make it up and not have to worry too much about running out of stams. Stop and rest every once in a while. Soon enough we will come to a spot where there is acceptable food. Now if you're climbing vines or plants, that's actually easier to climb. But you can also get yourself in a situation where you just can't get any vertical anymore, so just try your best to find a way around it. There's a pretty decent vertical slope right here, so boom, hop off of there. And yep, we have reached the top of the mountain, so to speak. We're getting closer to the meteor. And this is also kind of more or less the area in which there is a spot that we could spawn after an evolution leap. And it's a bit of a pain to be this far out. But, you know, we're going to have to make the journey at some point. Now, cot leaves remain my favorite travel food. So, since we're hungry as all heck, let's stop and eat some. Preventive medication. Basically, those buffs against injury and cold, we have obtained a perk that leads to it. we've gotten another communication. And that's probably the one I'm really after. So I'm just going to eat till I'm full. Just traveling around and doing stuff with your boys will get your communication skill up. Takes a lot of leaves to fill you up, though. That's enough. I think that's plenty. Alright, where did I put my stick? Where did I drop my stick? There's the stick. Because you don't know what you're gonna run into. Alright, moving right along. That protection against breaking our bones, by the way, is going to come in useful on the way back. We are going to be making some vertical drops. And another one of those fear of the unknown places. We know how to deal with that. The main danger of venturing into areas of where fear of the unknown strikes is that if you happen to get attacked while in there, it can drive your dopamine down far enough that hysteria sets in and eventually panic, or panic and then hysteria, and you'll be sent all the way back to your nest. So any progress you've made as far as moving is gone. So try to pick your moments. If you're suspecting you might soon be attacked by a stalker, don't go into fear of the unknown just yet. Maybe wait around for that stalker. He will appear. But I haven't seen him yet, so it is possible that when I killed that white Machairodus, that stopped the stalker from spawning again, at least for a significant amount of time. So there is the second meteor. I'm going to stop and let the boys catch up. And let's inspect. And that's all it takes. Okay, so since we're in this area, and we don't want to have to come back here if we can help it, let's just discover a few spots. This one's pretty close, so let's come over here and inspect it. You can pick up the meteorite, by the way, and take it with you. It's basically as good as a base rock, so they're not useful at all. But if you like to collect them, by all means, feel free. It's not going to do anything good for you. It's not going to add any benefits. And just so you know, you cannot visit a meteorite and then go and immediately visit the other one without a generational time lapse. You will not get double mutations. You will not get triple points. Let a generation elapse before you go for the next meteorite. Ideally, the way you want to handle it is if you've got two meteorites that have dropped at the same time, then you go to one, you get the benefits off it, you go back, skip a generation, go get the second one, get the benefits off of that, do another generational skip to lock the genetic mutations in, and then immediately, without doing anything else, stop and do your evolution. So, that right there, this is a bit of a pain. I have to get closer to it, but I have to swim across water. And swimming is not something I do very well just yet. And there's a current in this river. I'm hoping I can reach the opposite shore. Good. Otherwise I'll get washed down the river. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, actually. It's not a bad way to travel. But while you're in the water, your stamina is draining. Your endurance is going down. Okay, so we found the Hollow Pond Oasis, which I'm pretty sure that's the one that, you can spawn at, and we found the Sibling Falls Pond. Now, unless fate has played me a trick, which it has, I should be able, well, thankfully you always see the point where your nest is, even if it's not the site of the nest. So, just to keep our beacon true and our marker well, we're going to go ahead and just start heading back more or less in a straight line to that. And it's probably not a bad idea to get in a tiny bit of swimming, because that is a neuronal skill that you can unlock. It's very, very draining on the endurance, so you don't want to do too much of it. But, you know, it's still something to do. It's still a point of, I think it's either motricity or ambulation. Both of those respond to walking, moving around, etc. Thankfully, we are protected against the cold. So that even though it's raining, we don't have any loss of capability, and our bones won't break. Now this is a bit of a troublesome spot. It is a spot that I don't like very well, but it is a spot that is actually an oasis. So I'm going to go ahead and drop down just a wee bit here. Essentially, this is the Butterfly Tree Oasis. And that is a spot that I have spawned before, and it's pretty nasty because you can't easily get out of the Butterfly Tree Oasis. It's pretty deep down. It is pretty far down. So, I'd like to try and get close enough to detect the point, but I do not want to drop into the Oasis itself because it's just going to be a pain to get back out of. So let's get a little bit closer here. It's pretty safe, honestly. I mean, I've heard that stalkers will not spawn in these underground spots. Oh god. Okay. Well, the protection for the injury kicked in, so that's good. So at least I got saved from dying or breaking a bone seriously, but now I've got to get the heck back out. And that's not an easy thing to do. Not in the slightest. I do hear, if you're listening, I do hear a precious stone. So maybe, just maybe, we'll find one. That's probably it. Yeah, Butterfly Tree Oasis for all the good it does us. Where are you, sir? I'm gonna mark you. This is just a, it's a really weird spot. But it's a new type of stone. Where I am currently is considered the caves, not the woodland. The caves and the woodland are sort of kind of one zone, but they're really not. But the type of stone you're going to find is entirely based upon what zone you're in. So, blue agate can be found in the caves. Now, I need to find the best way to get up, and usually it's where the vines are. So there's a vine leading up out of here. If I was smart, I'd stop down here and sleep. But I'm not smart. But maybe I should be smart. So, alright, I'm going to find a spot where I can just, you know, safely put down my stones. And I'm going to drink myself to completion here. And my buddies are going to do the same. Get ourselves all, you know, watered up here. Okay, and I'm just going to curl up on this rock. Can't do it while we're in the water. I'm going to curl up right here, and we're just going to sleep through till morning. After 6 a.m. and feeling refreshed, as refreshed as we can feel without an actual sleep spot, and if for no other reason than visibility, as I've said. So, it's a challenge to get up out of the Butterfly Tree Oasis, but we can use some game mechanics to our advantage. So, this right here is a hanging vine. You can climb hanging vines with less of a stamina cost than climbing bare rock. It only gets you so far, though. It only gets you so far, but hopefully it'll get us far enough. So at this point, I'm climbing rock. And I'm hoping that I can just get up to a point here I should be able to stand right here and rest. And yeah, you bet this boy's tired. Now the next step is tricky because we've got to find our way out of this here cave. So, looking at my options, climbing up this way seems safe-ish. Not easy at all, though. And we're going to climb a little bit sideways there. And jump off just so that I can get to a resting spot. So that would be the ideal way to get the heck out of here. But there's not an easy way to get across there. So I'm going to sideways shimmy. I'm going to sideways shimmy across the bare rock face. I should have enough stamina to do this. And alright. So I'm on the way to getting out of here more or less. I'm on basically shallow enough ground that I can walk up out of here fairly undisturbed. And it's just a real huge pain when you spawn down there, if that's where your survival mode puts you, because you have to come up all this way with zero stamina increases, zero anything. All you can do is hold things in one hand, and you've got to somehow manage to get up here and find your dang family. You've got to find people. So let's see if I can spot my home. Okay, what is that? Okay, Tunnel Mouth Oasis. Like I said, I'd rather have the spot than the actual settlement. The settlement just points you to your nearest sleep spot, and like I said, when you do an evolution leap, that takes away any existing settlement points. You're not settled anymore, so you can no longer see where it is you were last settled. And after every evolution leap, I'm going to want to be making my way back to the Tunnel Mouth Oasis, at least until I'm strong enough and agile enough to be able to, go farther ranging. And it's not going to be that way for a while. We are not going to get to that point for a little bit. Still, I will spot the place. Thank goodness for mute. I will spot places along the way, just because those are evolution points. And there aren't too many spots that you can end up triggering meteors. Now, there are, however, some spots that'll trigger just one meteor, and there are some spots that will trigger 3 meteors. When you hit the 1 meteor spots, well, just take that as a good opportunity to get some free evolution points, some free mutations, and move along. If you get 3, usually they're in a close enough range to each other that you can pretty much do as you're doing. Essentially, when you have 2 meteors... Oh, horsies. Hello, horsies. Sniff the horsey. Spot the horsey. Skip the horsey. Alright, so, tangent. Horses are what are known as, I think, fleeing animals. They will generally not want to fight. They will generally not want to fight. You actually have to chase them to get them to turn around and attack you. So, just doing a little bit of intimidation scares them off. Actually, that's a bit further out of my range than I want to go. So let me just spot Tunnel Mouth Oasis there. And I'm just going to head back home. We're not ready to go full on exploring yet. These are actually rather dangerous journeys we're going on, simply because of the roving packs of animals we may run into. Before going too much farther, however, there are some special foods up in these trees that they're decent, but I wouldn't want to gather them for food. I'll sniff it. This is a sausage fruit. Alright? And I'll eat it, but as it's a fruit always has a chance of making you ill. You can get food poisoning from a fruit. So, try not to eat too many of them. Don't gorge on them. Basically, they're not entirely safe food. The only safe food is the vegetal variety. Well, actually, once you've unlocked the ability to digest mushrooms and eggs, those are pretty safe too, actually. Pretty much anything that you've unlocked the ability to properly digest is going to be safe. Now, don't go down this hole in the ground. Not unless you're feeling adventurous, which, you know, at some point I may well be. But right now, as you can see, just from how we fell into the Butterfly Tree Oasis, we're not equipped to be doing those kind of, you know, stunts, going down into holes in the ground and whatnot. Now, I would absolutely love to grab up a bunch of yams and bring them back to base, but not just yet. There's better ways to do this. But we are nearing our home base. I don't see any roving packs of boars or hyenas, so we should be relatively safe. We are almost home, and we have a new type of special stone to show for it. But there are yams all around our settlement, like over here, over there, everywhere. So, you know, once we unlock a specific capability that I'm very interested in getting, we will be stepping up our production and, you know, getting it done, so to speak. Nearly home. Stretch those legs, monkey man. Now, there are some kinds of mushrooms that we can't eat. They're not really common. You normally only find them down holes in the ground. But you can safely eat the blue mushrooms and the brown mushrooms that grow around this place here. So here we are, back home. Safe and sound. So what I'm hoping is that one of those communication unlocks that I did is actually going to be the one for your followers to be able to switch hands, because that is how you get stuff done. So switching hands, I'm going to put the blue agate right there, and I'm going to drop my rock over here, my basalt chopper, and let's just see what kinds of special capabilities we've unlocked. We can go to any sleep spot to do this, by the way. So drop, drop. Drop, drop. And drop, drop. So don't worry, you don't have to wait for each pop-up to go by. It's fine. But we've unlocked quite a bit. A group intimidation is more effective. Nice. Doesn't really do anything for us this second. So this, yes, definitely want this one. This is the one where clan members will actually switch hands and they will also alter items. So now you can make all sorts of cool stuff. Not worried about this. Not worried about toxin immunity. Let's look for any of the more exciting things here. Alright, I'll include all alteration modes. Why not? Just, you know, if you got nothing to do but unlock stuff, then unlock stuff. So, the remainder of this episode is going to be all about gathering and mass production. Okay, so right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 things that I can lock in, which ain't bad. But it's, you know, by no means the end of it. So I'm going to pick up all the babies again. switch males to pick up babies, just because we want to get ourselves as much neuronal energy as possible. Alright, so what I like to do when I'm about to go on a gathering slash tool-making mission is I like to have 4 other clan members with me. So, including the 2 males and myself, I grab 2 other folks, and we go on a little bit of a journey. So, we're going to come over here, and the reason I put the main sleep spot over there is because that keeps all the monkeys over there, and I don't want the entire clan to respond when I ask these guys to mimic. So I'm going to pick up 1 granite rock each, and hopefully just these guys should pick up a granite rock. I'm going to pick up 1 more granite rock, but I'm not going to tell them to. Now I'm going to run over here. Alright. So over here, this is our basalt gathering spot. I'm going to drop 1, and then I'm going to drop the other into the pile. You have to have 2 to make a pile. Dropping something into the pile is something that they can imitate. So if they're holding the same thing in their right hand, they'll drop it into the pile. You just double tap B to mimic. Now, I'm going to try and get some basalt choppers made, so grab, order them. They won't do everything you've just done. They will only mimic the most recent action. So grab, OOOK. Switch, OOOK. Okay, they swapped palms. Grab again, OOOK. And they'll go seek out anything nearby that matches what you just picked up. And that can be handy when you're out gathering because you don't always see where the stuff you're looking for is. So now, let's do an alteration. Okay. 10 spots, OOOK, and they'll just sit there and keep tapping away until they have made one. I've never seen this fail. Alright, so they've all made one. Now switch and OOOK, and alter again. Okay, OOOK. Okay. So now we have 10 basalt choppers. Add to pile, OOOK. Perfect. Now I want to make some granite grinders. So grab, OOOK. Okay, swap hands, OOOK, and alter. Okay, now I have not made a granite grinder before. So before I switch hands to sniff it, I'm going to command them to make their own. They apparently won't. So, alright, sniff. They won't make what they don't understand. Okay, but that's fine. I made a granite grinder. I'm going to pick up this granite rock here and switch hands. So they should all still have basalt choppers in their right hands and granite stones in their left. So I'm going to make another one. Okay, now they should do it. You cannot make a granite grinder with another granite grinder. You have to use an obsidian scraper or a basalt chopper or a rock that has not been altered. Okay, but they have finished, so swap hands, OOK. Drop onto pile, OOK. Swap hands, OOK. Drop onto pile, OOK. Alright, and now I want to move these granite grinders to another spot, so grab and OOK. Okay, and I'm just going to grab this one in my second hand and do nothing else. So, where I like to put my granite grinders, I'm going to call my production spot, which just so happens to be over here. Okay, now, even though I only have a total of 5 monkeys with me when I'm out doing this stuff, I always like to bring 6 granite grinders just to start the pile. Once we set these down here, we won't really ever have to worry about making granite grinders again, but 6 just means that you can drop it on the pile. So, you know, drop on pile, OOK. Perfect. Now, we have our granite grinders set up over there. That means that we are ready for production, more or less. So let's just go back to camp and sleep up, and I'll join you once that's done, and we'll begin our process. Okay, slept through till morning. Pretty thirsty, but that's okay. It's time to begin the process of making some medicines. So to start off with, I've still got the boys in tow. I'm going to just drop into the water here and drink up until I am no longer thirsty. Boy, that took a while. So what I'm now going to do is grab a horsetail and OOK. And they're each going to grab one. Switch hands, OOK. Grab horsetail, OOK. So now we have 10 horsetails total between the 5 of us. I'm going to bring the horsetails over to our production spot. Okay, which is roughly here, near our granite stones, granite grinders. And then I'll put one down, and then I'm going to grab one from another dude and put it down there, because that makes the pile. Once you have the pile, everybody can be commanded to drop it on the pile. Okay. I'm going to guess everybody's done it. So now we're going to alter these leaves to make the horsetail leaves. OOK. Switch hands, OOK. Okay. I'm going to set down one pile of horsetail leaves. And set down another, and OOK. Okay, grab, OOK. Switch hands, OOK. And strip, OOK. Switch hands again, OOK. And drop onto pile, OOK. Okay, now, you can keep going. I don't know how deep you can pile this stuff. I think it's either 15 or 20, so we have 10 piles of horsetail leaves there. Let's just go over and grab up another 2 handfuls of horsetail leaves. Okay, looks like there were some closer to home. That's fine. Swap, OOK. Grab, OOK. Okay, everybody's got their hands full of horsetail leaves. Let's see if we can make the pile 20 deep. So, same process as before. Maybe it's a good idea to just leave one Horsetail Leaf and one Horsetail total sitting there. Oh no, I didn't want to eat it. Oh gosh. Okay, fine. Thankfully, they didn't... Oh god, they're just gorging. I guess they're hungry. Okay, grab an ook. Yeah, that didn't go great. Be careful that you're not eating something you didn't mean to eat. Alright, back to the production spot. Okay. That's the Horsetail Leaf pile. And no more horsetails, so I drop, I grab, I drop. Okay, I ook. They'll all drop what's in their right hand. I'm going to pick it up, swap, and swap again, ook. That gets everything into their right hands. Drop again, ook. And that was actually maybe a bit of wasted effort, but, you know, whatever. Grab, ook. Swap, ook. Strip, ook. Swap, ook. Drop, ook. And that's basically your rhythm. So I'm going to do that for all the Horsetail Leaves here. Okay, swap an ook. Strip, ook. Swap again, ook. And this guy's standing on the pile, so let's move a little bit so he'll get the heck off the pile. Alright, and drop, ook. In this case, it's not that bad to drop everything, because now we want everybody with empty hands. So, grab, ook. This is where it comes in. Swap, ook. Grab a grinder, ook. And remember, we got 6, so that 1 is left on the ground, so that when we drop these again, they will be, we will be able to stack it. So now we're going to grind ourselves up this Horsetail Leaves. Okay. Ook. Okay, they'll grind it up even if they don't know what it is. Swap, ook. And I'm going to inspect, but we don't need to ook that. Alright. Now, Horsetail Paste is essentially a full buff against breaking your bones. It also is a full heal against breaking your bones. If you've broken a bone, rubbing it on you will heal it. Now, I don't like to use it for that purpose, because the broken bone will heal just fine if you use regular Horsetail Leaves. However, if you rub the regular Horsetail Leaves on you, then you won't get a full bar. So I'm just going to drop, grab from friend, and drop, and then ook. Okay, grab, ook. Swap, ook. Grind. Ook. Swap, ook. Drop, ook. Now, you might think that's all, but no, there's more. Grab. Blue mushrooms can be turned into blue mushroom paste. Okay, swap, ook. Grind. Ook. Swap again, ook. Sniff. Okay, so now we have blue roundhead fungus paste. That fully debuffs you, or sorry, fully buffs you against food poisoning, which is good if you're still trying to learn how to stomach rotten meat. So drop, grab, drop ook. Okay, and there's more fungus this way, but before we go gathering, I'm going to swap an ook. I'm going to drop an ook. Remember, creating a pile, and that frees up everybody's hands. So I'm just showing you where the things are to make. There are 4, well actually 5 medicines you can make in-game. I'm going to make a couple of them and show you where the ingredients are. Cot leaves. Those can be made into a paste as well. So basically grab ook, swap ook, grab ook, drop, and since it's just one, grab, drop ook, and let's see how deep we can make this pile. So swap ook, drop ook. Let's see if we can make it 20 deep. That will be good use of our time. Okay, swap ook. There should be another cot tree somewhere around here. Like I said, they will seek it out and find it if it is near. Yep, there's another one over there. Good. So, that's why it's handy to have them around. They know where the stuff is. If you feel like you've run out, maybe they can find some. So drop, ook. That should be a pile 15 deep. Swap, ook. And let's see how many we can get in there. Swap ook, drop ook. Okay, 20 deep. Excellent. So I'm going to carry this big, heavy pile of 20 cot leaves back over to our production area. Set it down. Grab ook. As long as you've got your eyes on the pile, it won't vanish. Swap ook. Grab grinder ook. Grind leaves ook. Well, grind leaves first, then ook. Swap ook. Sniff, no ook. Because we don't know what it is yet. And this is cot leaf paste. That maxes out your buff against broken bones and against cold. Really useful. So grab from one to make a pile, drop. Grab from the pile again. Swap ook. Grind. Didn't grind enough. Ook. Swap again. Drop again. Alright, and just keep going until the pile is empty. Just gonna be doing it, not gonna be talking about it. We've got some horsetail leaves still, so let's finish off that pile. I like to move around a bit just to keep them moving. And I'm just gonna finish off all the ingredients I have right here. Okay, so now we're basically in the rhythm. Are you guys still holding? No, you're not. Okay, I might have messed up the rhythm a bit, so I'm just gonna drop and OOK, let everybody pile up the stones. Then I'm gonna pick it up again, swap hands, and then swap back. Basically, you're trying to get the stuff into everybody's right hand. And my dudes are getting hungry. I know, I realize. But we're almost done. Okay, so we finished up all the ingredients we've already grabbed. There's one more ingredient that I'll go show you where it is, but first drop all the rocks off. It's turmeric. You can grind turmeric into a paste which protects you against poison. Honestly, there's not too many creatures in this game that can envenomate you. So honestly, it's just, you know, do it just because you want to, but you're not likely to get envenomated in this game, I'm just saying. So let's just go ahead and grab up a pile of turmeric. I'm not going to be bothering going 20 deep on the turmeric, that's just too much. But I'll go 10 deep on it. See if we can sniff out any more. Yep, 3 more over here. Now, unfortunately that tree can create a bit of a pathing problem for your bros, for your dudes, for your monkeys. But eventually they will get through and they will pick up the stuff. Someone is stuck behind that tree. Now, monkey can warp, so if you walk far enough, eventually monkey will, you know, pick up. So I'm going to drop the turmeric and pick it up again, and that laggard should find. Do you have 2 turmerics? I guess you do. Okay, back to camp. And the episode's starting to get long, but I'll be cutting out quite a bit of stuff. But I just want to kind of just display to you why this particular spot is so great. Why this place, the Tunnel Mouth Oasis, is, in my opinion, the best spot for setting up home. You just get everything you need right nearby. Okay, another way to start the pile is just, you know, drop the 2 you have and to make the pile, and OOK, and everybody will come and drop onto it. Then you grab one from the pile, swap and swap again, OOK. That makes everybody switch to their right hands and drop again, OOK. Can be easier than doing it the other way. So, alright, one last bit of gathering, and this is going to be useful gathering. Okay, this is going to be gathering that is going to actually benefit us. So, remember when I said yams are the absolute best food in the game? I meant it. I want to gather up a bunch of yams. So now that I've got my posse with me, which you could probably get up to bring 6 of them with you, and you'll be alright. You know, well, 5 with you, and, you know, 6 counting you. You can get a good number. Okay. So, yep, gonna drop, make a pile, OOK to drop. Okay. Pick up from pile. Swap and ook. Drop on pile again. Okay. Now I'm just going to leave that pile there. That pile will actually stay there until the end of time unless I move it. And the yams will even grow up around it again. And that's fine for if you want to, set up sort of an ancestral stockpile. But I'm just going to try and get the yams as deep as possible. So grab OOK, you know the drill. Swap OOK. Grab OOK. This just makes gathering so much easier. It's unbelievable. Now, I want to make as big a pile as possible to bring to the other pile and merge with it, so I'm not gonna full drop, because I don't think there's more than 5 more yams here. Okay, so, drop OOK. I'm just gonna pick it up again. Swap OOK. Drop. Oh, I can't drop? Oh, because I swapped. Okay, drop OOK. Okay, pick up pile. And let's go to where we left our other pile. Where did we leave our other pile? Well, we're too far away from it for me to smell and sniff, but basically, if you are close enough to the pile, you'll be able to see where you left your pile of food. That ain't it. Okay, I'm gonna drop the pile because it's exhausting me. But I know that it was up here. So I'll stop every few meters just to see if I can spot where that pile is. Sneck is on the move, so that's not great. I know Sneck doesn't eat veg. Just drop, rest, pick up again, and, continue your journey. Now, Sneck, you can usually scare off with a group this big. So I'm not too terribly worried about Sneck. If he turns around and... Did you? No, he did not. Okay, I was about to say, did you just eat the entire bunch of yams? No, he did not. Sneck is only interested in meat. Look. Screw off. Alright, so let's see if we can merge these piles. Grab OOK. Drop OOK. See how deep we can make this pile. Grab OOK. Drop OOK. Okay, looks like it's as deep as it gets, so just gonna grab and put it on this pile. So we have 2 piles here. The way to handle that is grab one, turn and swap, and just grab the other. Now the problem you may run into with this type of transportation, with multiple monkeys carrying multiple piles, is that they may drop it along the way. But if you're, actually weaving a safe path and not tripping over stuff, then you should be okay to, haul this all to where you want it to go. So, homeboy's carrying. I'm going to drop an OOK. And we're just going to rest up. I'm going to pick up and... Unfortunately, can't OOK that. Hopefully that snake leaves us the heck alone. I'm going to try walking across the water. If we jump, if we stumble over something, we may drop the pile. So every once in a while it's just a good idea to stop, rest up, make sure of the position of the other pile. I'm not worried about that dude's stamina. If he gets exhausted, he gets exhausted. I'm going to do something I don't normally do, and that is to carry the pile over the water. Because that is the shortest distance to travel to get the pile across the water, and that's where I want it. We're not really burning any more stamina than we would otherwise be, but we are earning motricity neurons. And Buddy Me Boy back there is still carrying his pile. So, I mean, this is, you know, a nice flat path. Even though it's night, it's really night. It's about 10 o'clock. But that's fine. We're doing this to give ourselves a good stockpile of food. So once we reach the shore, God, I hate this mist. I'm going to go ahead and put the pile down here. Okay. Come on, big boy. Can I take the pile from him? Looks like I can. Alright, fair enough. Hopefully that other pile hasn't gone away. Now what I want to do before I go to sleep, okay, is I want to shift the pile. So grab OOOK. And they will grab from the pile. Now unfortunately I summoned the entire clan, so I'm just going to go ahead and, you know, rally the clan together. That's the downside of doing the OOOK swapping, is that everybody and their mother will come and grab. So swap, OOOK, grab, OOOK. Might as well have as many people as are smart enough to follow my directions on this. Now we're going to go over here. Here is a good spot to drop them. Drop, OOOK. Well, no, drop, swap, OOOK. You get the idea. Make a pile of 2, and then instruct them to drop what they've got onto it. Okay. That's a stick. Actually, I'm going to merge that. Go away. I'm going to merge that stick. No, that's not a sharpened stick. It's all dark. I can't see a thing. Okay, swap to right hand, OOOK. New piles created will be permanent once left there. And honestly, yeah, all the monkeys are dumb. This looks like it's a full pile, so I'm going to drop, swap, drop, OOOK. And just see if anybody else is holding. I'm going to put this chopper over here. Doesn't look like everybody else is holding, but let's just go ahead and sleep through till morning, and then we'll talk. Went through to 8 o'clock. So let's see here. Is anybody carrying yams still? It's probably the best idea to sort these piles out yourself. Don't involve the rest of the clan in it, because things can get confusing quick. So it doesn't look like anybody else is holding a yam. So I'm just going to go ahead and, well, drop the last yam on the second pile. And then I'm going to dismiss everybody. Everybody, go do whatever you're up to. So, part of the reason that I like to pile the yams up like that is because, well, number one, it's a convenient spot for a pile of food, but also, if you grab from a pile of food, an actual pile that you've made, the other monkeys will not automatically grab from that pile and start snarfing it down. And to be frank with you, I'm happier with that. I want the food I'm eating to benefit me because I'm the one going out and doing stuff. If I'm bringing a couple other dudes along with me, then, I'll give them each a, bit of food and let them eat it so that they get nice and full. But for the most part, a pile is your private food supply. So basically, I've just set myself up with, probably about 20 yams that I can just eat and not have to worry about the rest of the clan just destroying the pile of yams. Now, if you're role-playing, I guess, then, you can pick it up and command everybody to come grab a yam. But honestly, unless you're trying to be the best possible clan leader there is, which sounds weird now that I say it, unless you're trying to be the best possible monkey leader that there is, which there's no benefit to doing so, then just go ahead and gorge yourself. Fill yourself up on yams. And every couple generations, you can bring your buddies back and, refresh the yam pile. I think if you let a couple days pass where the yams are, out of sight, then they'll grow again. If you pass a generation or do an evolution, the yams will be back. So infinite yams, best food, no sickness, many bites, fills you up, don't at me. Okay, so there's 2 more points to unlock. Shallow water is fine, but it's not what I'm after. So let's see how many reinforcements we got, and we'll just choose what to keep to the next level. Or keep to the next evolution. So let's just reinforce everything. And yep, we got one more thing we can enhance, so what's going to benefit us more? Walking in shallow water is something we're probably going to be doing a bit of, so we'll just go ahead and reinforce that and call that a generation. So no more reason to stick around. Let's go. Generation skipped. Okay? Now, make sure you check your elders before you're about to evolve. I said this in the last episode. You can see I've got a spontaneous mutation for omnivore. And that's on my old dude. So now, no more fussing around. We're going to go ahead and I'll skip the progression. It is now time for an evolution. So we should have plenty to actually move us over to the next level. So stuff's just going to pop up. I'm going to skip it. And we've evolved another 1.2 million years. So let's see if that's enough to push us into the next stage. No, but it's going to be better than what we were doing. So skip. And yes, this is the Rocky Tarn Oasis, which is real close, as you can see, to the Tunnel Mouth Oasis. I'm just going to real quick build a sleep spot. Now it only requires 3 natal grass. And I'm just going to do that to reveal what it is we've earned. We get these skills right away, whether we do this or not. But if you want to see what it is you're now able to do better, then you have to lie down and enter evolution. So, less energy is consumed when performing actions. Great. Movement speed increased. Excellent. Remember another location. Great. Maintain balance when walking in shallow water is increased. Elements used to eliminate food poisoning are more effective, so get over food poisoning quicker. Another item or living being. Another location. All of that's gravy. Another location. Another item or living being. Better sleep. And now it takes fewer hits to craft an item. And you can have a greater chance of inflicting a fatal blow. Now some of these may seem, useful, but not as useful. But here's the thing, is that mutations unlock further abilities. Like right here, we increased our distance we can travel on 2 legs, but this mutation here links up to that. So I'm thinking this is going to be bipedalism. Also, that xenobiotic metabolism to get over food poisoning better, that's going to improve my ability to eat meats. So every mutation helps. Every mutation counts. There's no wasted mutations. So I think that's going to be where we cut it, folks. Next time I join you, I'm going to be back at the Tunnel Mouth Oasis because I've already showed you the path. Although I may start the next episode off actually making the journey back because then I can show off the dangers. But after this video, after this episode, things might start to ramp up just a bit. We might be able to go out exploring better. But I want to thank everybody for watching. Once again, I am Alex, also known as Solanus Dracone, and this has been Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey. Thank you very much. Goodbye.